Good evening, welcome back. It is Sunday night here in New Zealand, 7 p.m., and we're about to do some writing live streams. I want to say this is a live stream. We're going to do some writing sprints. My name is Jamie Sands. I am an author of urban fantasy and romance, depending on the pen name. Gillian is going to be joining us soon, I believe. She's just running a little late with some, I assume, kids, nieces and nephews running amok. So she has said she's going to come along. She just might be late, so I'll let you know. I'll flick her on when it happens. If you can hear noise behind me, it's because my spouse is doing the rubbish. It's rubbish night here. It is a really cold evening. We've got a lot of stormy weather and really strong winds, which is unusual for Auckland. So hopefully you won't hear too much of it in the sprint. This 1 second. Sorry, I am back. And I just managed to smash her surgical stitches on the bin lid. Came down on her, but she's okay. Just in a lot of pain. Hi Joanna, good to hear you. Hopefully you can get the sound working. I said good to hear you, good to see you. I'm slightly distracted by that. Okay, so we did some work this morning. I got a lot done. I have not been able to do anything else today. I've pretty much taken it easy. I watched an Olympics. I'm reading a really good fanfic, which I'm pretty obsessed with. So that's mostly what I've been doing. Wonder, do we need to warm up again? I probably do because I've just been chilling out and not doing too much. So for a prompt, what shall we do? I have some written down as ideas. Okay. Those are all kind of my private ones, my personal ones, which will not make much sense to anyone else. Okay, well, let's just do a card reading then. That is nice and easy. Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Joanna's here, but her PC has crashed. She's going to use her phone and a notebook. Anna's doing the rubbish and just managed to smash the crap out of her hand.
Oh no.
But she says she doesn't need help, so we're okay. I was just about to do a warm-up because I've been doing nothing all day, all afternoon, except watching Olympics, so I need to warm back up.
Yep, that sounds reasonable.
Olympics and reading a fanfic that I'm really enjoying.
Oh, awesome. I have been working, I did some copy editing.
Oh, yeah.
I started my car and it started.
Yay!
So I took it for a 20-minute drive around the block, pretty much.
Just to warm it back up. Yeah.
Yep, and hopefully it will continue to work tomorrow. But the general family consensus is that I need a new battery, and that I am lucky that my battery has lasted this long. And yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow.
That is fair.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Johnny Darko.
Yep. That is very amusing. Johanna says, yay for cars that start. I agree.
Indeed. Nothing like spinning that key and having absolutely nothing happen to make you feel helpless. Okay, so the death card, it obviously doesn't mean death, it means like a change, like a big change in life. I really love this art. They have this on the box. I probably wouldn't have bought it if it didn't have this on it. Johnny Darko is one of my favorite films of all time. So it means transition, a big change, something ending, something beginning. It's not usually negative, and it's not in the movie either. So
It's funny that that death card was the reason you chose that tarot deck, because the death card is what drew me to. I wanted to say the Good Omens pack. It's not the Good Omens pack. It's the Wild Unknown pack.
Oh yeah. I have got the Allyman Tarot on Kickstarter. I backed that. Have you heard of that?
Is that the one that's just a collection of cards from all different decks? It looks amazing.
Yeah, all mismatched and gorgeous. So I'm very excited about that coming through.
Yep.
Right, 5 minutes.
Oh, Julie's here. Hi, Julie.
Oh, hi,
We're
Julie.
just about to do our warm up.
Yeah, I've been trying to share it around. I've been putting it on my page and in the Discord and on Twitter, but I don't know where else is good to share it. So if anyone's got any ideas, if you're not in the Discord, I will share the link again.
I'm just going to share it on my Facebook.
But I do post when I remember to there about the sprints. Okay, cool. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I put it at the bottom of the streams from this morning, but I forgot that you can't see comments when you look up the live stream unless you watch through all of it, which is really weird and annoying. Okay. So 5 minutes is what I was going to do. Are we all ready to go?
Yep.
So warm up, death card, Julie. We got Donnie Darko. 5 minutes just to get the juices flowing and write whatever you like and be influenced by the death card or not. All right, here we go. 5 minutes.
Come in.
Cool. That's our 5 minutes.
That's a really nice, gentle alarm.
I know it's not nearly as fun as yours, but it is a kind of sort of uplifting little thing. So I'm writing poetry, which was very unexpected. I don't know the last time I wrote poetry, but it came out.
Yeah, that is very
I
cool.
don't have the Addams Family on my phone. It's just an ordinary beep.
Yep. And because it is sort of the dangerous hours of 7 to 7:30, which is when bedtime occurs, anything could happen in this household. So we cannot use my phone.
Yep. Half an A4 page of handwriting. Sounds great. How'd you go?
Yep. I rambled for a little bit, and then my sister came in, and I said, "Come in."
Yes.
And then muted myself, which I should have done that the other way around.
Fine.
Yep. But yep, I knew that I would get interrupted at some point, but it's all good.
Come to the door. I'm just gonna see what that's about.
Yep. So while Jamie is answering the door, what is everyone working on tonight? I really want to go back to working on the Vampire Ward. I made some really good, sorry, just dropped my notebook. Made some really good progress on that this morning. Unfortunately, I need to be working on my copy editing project. Yep, Julie's working on assignments. Hopefully not the assignment that is due today, Julie. Though if it is, I will not judge. I think we have all had those assignments that it's just impossible to do until the very last moment. Oh, brilliant. Julie finished that particular assignment yesterday, so it is a brand new one. I think Julie mentioned that she has 3 that were sort of all in progress concurrently. So at least you've got 1 down, just 2 more to go. And Johanna's working on the same work in progress she was working on this morning, but since she can't get into her PC, we'll start a new scene. It's lucky that you are the sort of author who can jump from scene to scene. If that happened to Jamie or I, we would be really stuck.
I I would just look it up on because I write everything on Google Docs. So I would look it up on my phone, find out where I was, and just continue on paper from that point. I've done it before. It's how I write on airplanes.
Oh, brilliant. So I use Scrivener, and Scrivener automatically saves to a Dropbox. So in theory, I could log into the Scrivener on my phone and open it in Dropbox, but in reality, I will not do anything until my computer works again.
I did have a little panic that my laptop was dying and I couldn't get it to start yesterday, I think. I was like, what will I do? I have to buy a new one. And I just hated, like, everything I write is on the cloud anyway, so that's okay. But I just hated the idea of having to set everything up again, I guess.
Yep.
People at the door sorted out, all good. So, right. Should we jump into the first sprint then?
Yep, I'm working on my copy editing.
Oh, yeah.
Johanna's on the work in progress. Julie's got an assignment. What are you working on?
So I'm going to have a go at my same work in progress from this morning, but we'll see. If I might get distracted and switch over to my editing. I'm just going to let that happen if it happens.
Oh, interesting. The assignment that Julie's working on right now involves running a focus group. That's really interesting.
Really?
Cool.
Okay. Right, I've got the timer. So we'll go for 20 minutes.
Sounds good. Just getting my doc set up.
We'll wait.
Okay.
Ready? Let's go. That's time.
Awesome.
How'd you go?
I forgot to notice what page I started on, but I'm at a page 138 out of 218, so made some good progress there.
I got 706 words done. Same day. Oh, Joanna's husband has gotten home and found that the graphics card has blown out of her laptop and she won't be accessing her work in progress anytime soon. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yes, gosh, that's the last thing you need.
Mm-hmm. Julie's assignment sounds amazing.
Yep, I'm just scrolling up through the comments.
The main part of the focus group will be identifying how readers find their next read and how likely they are to read a new romance author.
Fantastic. Yep.
That's the kind of thing we want to hear the results from.
Yeah. So, Jamie, you left me a message in the private chat, but I'm not entirely sure what it means.
No, I specifically made it vague so that I would be able to ask you. So because my book is set in a library in New Zealand and I had them unpacking some new books and I wanted to put some titles on it, would you mind if I had them go, oh, it's the new book from Gillian St Kevern?
I would love that. That would be slightly. That would be so cool.
Excellent. Done. I have put my own books in some of my other books, but it starts to get a bit self-referential. So I'd rather put my friends in now.
Yep. I've got so I've got my Thorns and Fangs series, which is set in an alternate universe, and it's a paranormal series. And then I've got my mythological fantasy series, the Deep Magic ones, which is set in Wales. They're not in the same world, but there is like a really old rock band called The Unholy Noise that has appeared in both universes.
Awesome.
And then in The Ugliest Sweater, which is my contemporary comedy, Dan ends up chatting to this old guy at the celebrity office radio party, and he assumes that this guy is someone's +1. It turns out he's the drummer of The Unholy Noise. So that is like my universe in joke. Unfortunately, there is not much use for like rock bands in my gothic romance series yet.
No, unless someone finds like a prophecy that someday there will be something called The Unholy Noise.
Yep. Yeah, Johanna, I think I would call it a night too. It is, computer troubles are the worst.
They are.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yep. We look forward to catching you up next time.
Yeah. Yeah, in my last Fairyland book that I published earlier this year, April, what's it called? The Trouble with Order. I had one of the characters is I wanted to show that he's just a little bit OCD, just a little bit in like a cute way. And so I had him do like bookstagram. Like he has this shelf that's organized by color and has fairy lights that's really beautiful and easy to photograph, and he takes photos of the books he's reading in front of them and puts them in. They're all perfectly set up and everything. So the other character could be like, oh god, what a nerd, like who puts all that time and effort into this. But I had to have him have some books to put up, so I had him be like, and there's this book with a stack of books on top of it. It's set in New Zealand. And a few of my readers are like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. Which is good because Fairyland is under a different pen name, so
yeah.
It's not fun. Anyway. Okay. Ready for another sprint?
Oh, yeah.
Those of us still remaining. and then we can have a bit of a longer break, or maybe just see how we're
Chat.
feeling. I don't feel like we have to go for the full 2 hours if we're not up to it.
Yeah, well, let's do our best and see how far we get.
Yeah. All right. So 20 minutes on the clock, starting now. What? You don't get the chair just because you want it. There we go. Second sprint.
Awesome. I'm just finishing up a comment.
Where did I get to? 712 words for me. Very
That's
happy.
brilliant.
Okay. Where did you go on your questions, Julie? I found an Instagram handle for an example kind of person who does the book thing that I was talking about, but it wasn't a guy, unfortunately.
Okay, I am now at page 151 of 218. So that is about 10. Okay, so 51 minus 38. It's whatever that is. 11?
11. I'm not good at math. It's not my strong point. Never was. How are we doing? Do you want a bit of a break or keen to keep going?
I think that, it's 8 o'clock. My brain has hit its use by date, so I can hang around for chat, but I'm useless for anything productive.
I hear that.
Julie, while you have us here, do you have any authory questions for us?
Yeah.
Oh, Julie's going to do the invoicing for her kids' support workers and then head to bed. So it sounds like we're all pretty tired. Yeah.
It's a really dark, stormy night here, which always makes me more tired, like being cold. Oh, can we run assignment? Real tempting. If I didn't already have like 16 projects burning their way through my brain, maybe. When looking for your next read, where do you go?
So, maybe like in order of importance, or how much importance do you give the following? And then like recommendations from friends, recommendations from book bloggers, recommendations from Goodreads groups, recommendations from Facebook, from Instagram.
Yeah, that's good.
Recommendations from other reviewers, people ranting angrily about books on the internet.
I just finished a book recently, actually, that had horrible reviews because it's a book called First to Become Ashes by Kames Braza, who is someone I know through author networks, and he writes really intense trauma, like people going through trauma and coming out the other side. And all the reviews were like, this is too much, like there's torture on the page and blah blah blah, and it's not worth it, blah blah blah. It's a really fantastic book. It is about dealing with trauma and coming out of a cult, which shouldn't be easy, right?
No. Do you know what? I think
but,
I have seen it somewhere. Perhaps you told me about it.
I do put books on my Instagram. You might have seen it there.
That's probably where I saw it but yeah, it sounded really good, but I was like, I'm feeling delicate right now. I don't think I can.
I wouldn't recommend it if you're feeling delicate, and there's definitely triggers in there. For me, I was all right, but I just really love his work, so I was like, I probably wouldn't put up with it in someone else's work, but I love the way he puts words together. So
you've got to be able to trust an author, and I think the fact that you know this author is good. Like there are some, I'm not sure. Yeah, there are some authors whose work I enjoy, but I don't think I would trust them to write about certain topics in a sensible way.
Yeah, I get that.
I
My
had
next question, Julie, would be: do people, because a lot of authors will put back matter in their ebooks, which might link to other books by that author or other books from the same publisher. I'd be really interested to know if anyone actually reads them, because I'm pretty sure if you're reading on Kindle that Amazon will just go, okay, that's the end of the book, and it will try and take you back to the main page. You actually have to like work to see that end matter, and I don't know if anyone bothers to do that work.
Yeah. What about in the past month? Where have you purchased books from? In like
Oh, yeah,
Amazon,
really bad.
KU, a library? Well, where have you read books? A library, Wattpad, Archive of Our Own? You know,
Where I'm
just
reading at the moment.
yeah,
Yeah. Facebook groups as well. Do people follow any reader groups on Facebook for genre or for specific authors? Because there are some very, very, very busy reader groups that I'm in, but I don't know how much people actually know about them, if that makes sense.
yeah,
When I mention it to my friends in real life that there are reader groups on Facebook, they're like, really? Really? I've never thought of that. So I don't know where they're finding books.
yeah.
Audible's another
Um,
option as well, by the way.
Yep, Julie says most of that,
Oh,
the
hi,
where
Inka.
you purchase books was covered in, oh, hi, Inka, was covered in her survey. So she's not covering that in the focus group.
Mm. Yeah.
Yep. I saw a cartoon where somebody was sitting next to a massive to be read pile and was saying, no, these are my emotional support reading books. And I was like, yeah,
Unread books, yeah.
there is something really comforting about having a pile of books next to your bed. Like, okay, maybe the wall will fall down in an earthquake and I'll be trapped in my bed, but at least I will have lots to read.
One of my oldest friends describes himself as a hamster because he nests in paper, as in he lines all his walls in his house with books. He's got so many, there's no way he's read them all, but he doesn't care. He just has them.
That reminds me of the Blood and Thunder adventure on Hurricane Peak. Have you read that?
No, I
It's
know
a
the name though.
it's a Margaret Mayhew. It's a middle grade book, but there are these two very proper parents, but their son loves creating blood and thundery stories, and they come home one day and discuss. And well, they took away all of his notebooks so that he couldn't write these bloodthirsty stories anymore, and they come home and discover that he's written a blood and thundery story all over the white walls of their new house, and they're furious and they're like, okay, we're expelling you to the school that's on top of Hurricane Peak. And his sister's like, why is he getting sent to this school? I drew the illustrations. And they go back and have a look at the illustrations and they come back really pale and like, yeah, you're going to school too.
That's adorable.
Is a really funny book. You would love
I
it
love
because
that.
there were two talking cats in it.
I would love that. I do love a talking cat. Actually, the fanfic I'm reading right now has talking cats in it, and I'm just over the moon. Oh, good. 235 responses to my survey. 97.4% get their books from Amazon Kindle. It's insane. It's such a it's a monopoly, and I know a lot of authors have tried to get off it or to put their books wide so that they're not just giving Amazon all their money, but it's where all the people are. It's hard to market outside of Amazon in my experience. There's a bunch of my books are wide.
Yep.
I got a draft to digital thing this morning saying I had some money, some royalties from something Hoopla, I think. It was like 37 cents. It's like, yay. Yeah.
Yep. Drafted Digital keeps sending me one saying, one of our We've got 14 sales from one of our distribution partners, and it's always Apple, and it's always, is it Apple? I don't, whichever one it is, it's the one that has my freebie, and it's always
Oh,
the freebie.
yeah. So look at all these sales for no money.
Yeah, 14 people got a free book. Yay.
Yay.
But that is
Yeah,
yay, to be fair, but
it is yay. I mean, at least they're reading it.
yeah,
But it gets a bit sad when you're trying to make money from it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
I
I was trying
totally
to work out
agree
how
that
big.
Amazon is the only place easy if you're not American. I was living in Japan, and I was 3 hours drive from the nearest books shop with English books, and their English selection was tiny. It was
Yeah.
Lee Child, James Patterson, and for some reason Agatha Christie. And the only one of those three that I read was Agatha Christie. So as soon as I had collected every single Agatha Christie, I was stuck.
Right.
So it was basically I was reading fanfic for years until I discovered the Kindle.
Yeah. 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 And it is. It's so easy, especially with the app. Like I can read it on my phone if I want to. I can read it on my Kindle.
Oh, and it was sorry, I was also, this was when I discovered Project Gutenberg. So I was also
Oh yeah.
reading the ghost stories of M.R. James and
Yeah.
Varney the Vampire and other classics.
How good is Varney the Vampire? Because I've never actually read it, but I want to.
It's ridiculous. Like, so the author of Varney got sacked because it was a newspaper serial, and then they hired new writers to continue the story, and apparently some of the new writers didn't even bother reading what had been written before. So at one point Varney ends up like the tragic anti-hero, and
Yeah.
then another bit he's a comic villain. I never got past the part where he is very much in the vein of Dracula. He is Dracula light,
Yeah.
basically. He
Right.
is terrorizing women in their nightgowns, and there's lots of fainting and men with magnificent mustaches talking about, ungodly monsters. So, if you enjoy that, it's fantastic.
I
And
mean,
I
I like
did enjoy
Dracula,
it.
so it doesn't immediately put me off.
Yeah. But yeah, it is one of my many, many bucket list things is to finish reading Varney the Vampire. And actually, I discovered that I could download it from Project Gutenberg, so it's
Yeah,
now on my Kindle.
yeah. You can. I'm sure I've got something on there from there. I can't remember what it is. Oh, I think I got like the complete works of Shakespeare because I was like, oh well. Sometimes I like to reread Hamlet. maybe I'll give some of the others a go as well.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, Inga says I can have 15,000 books in my handbag without breaking my back. Kindle is my happy place. True, but if you need to hit somebody with a book, your Kindle is never going to be as satisfied as just whacking someone with a hardcover. As someone with experience, yeah,
This is how often has this happened in your life, Gillian?
I have to say I've only hit someone with a book once, and I've never hit someone with a Kindle. So actually, that statement is incorrect.
Scientifically unsound.
Yeah.
But that's everyone's homework for the week, I guess, is hit someone over the. Yeah, okay. Don't get charged for assault. That's a very good point. I will stop setting that as homework.
Yep. I am
Let's
lucky.
go out and assault people.
Yep. The witnesses to my unfortunate book mishandling were of the opinion that my target deserved it.
Ah, well. Sometimes people do, I suppose. Well, I have another Regency app to sign up to, which I
Oh,
am very
brilliant.
excited because my little sister is getting married in the second part of the game, so I should definitely be there.
Absolutely. You would not be a popular big brother if you missed that.
No.
Will you be giving her away?
I expect I might be actually because our father died. We do have a mother though, so she might choose. No, she'll choose me. She doesn't like a mother as much as I do. So probably I will have to give my little sister away at a fake wedding.
There may be
So,
speeches.
and I will probably have to give a speech, which is going to be hilarious because my character's not good at that kind of thing. So I'll have to play act being embarrassed and confused about speaking in public, which will be great fun. Anyway,
Inca says that it is cruelty to books to use them as weapons, and yes, I think we all agree that on that.
yeah, yep. Well, that might happen in my work in progress. There might have to be a book used as a weapon since they're dealing with some things that need fighting. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Way back in the day, I remember an anime where one of the main characters was called her superhero name was called Paper, and she was either a librarian or just a book collector. And her ability was to manipulate paper, so she could make like paper like hard so that it could cut people. She could turn it into
Yeah.
paper wings. It was really inventive. I just cannot remember what it was called.
Yeah.
But it was what made it really interesting that she was really meek and shy, so she was not your typical superhero at all. And she also wore glasses and needed the glasses, so she had, a lot of weaknesses there.
I like that. I like I found the anime that I really like, they do tend to lean into their characters having flaws, which is really
Mm-hmm.
nice and kind of refreshing compared to Western media, I found.
Yep.
I'm currently watching Beastars, which is very messed up. Um, it is an anime. It's on Netflix about kind of like Zootopia, where there are
Yep.
no humans and everyone's an animal of some kind. It's like that, but kind of dark. Like if that was really a thing, how would how would anyone live? Because carnivores do need meat to survive, and the only meat is other people. So it's very
Yep.
dark in places. Mostly, it's a really sweet kind of awkward romance between a wolf boy and a bunny girl. But then it'll go, oh, actually, there's a black market, and you're like, oh. So I'm enjoying it, but it's stressing me out a little.
Yep. I will avoid that because I am a sensitive snowflake.
Yeah, no.
We had my sister made an amazing cheesecake for tea tonight using tofu and peanut butter instead of like cream cheese or something.
Yeah.
It was really delicious. Unfortunately, I'm soy intolerant, so but
Eat the cream cheese.
yeah, it makes it so frustrating because I would love to eat healthier, but
Yeah.
like so many of the good for you options have soy in them.
Mhm.
But because I'm intolerant, I can suck it up, but I just feel a bit
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But my niece and nephew, this was their first time encountering tofu, and they were like, "What is it?" And so trying to explain it was really challenging. I don't think they get it.
No. I mean, I'm not sure I really understand how it's made, so.
I really wish I could eat it.
Yeah.
But I'm wheat intolerant and soy intolerant, and with wheat, I have a lesser reaction to it, so I just eat
Right.
wheat and compromise my immune system.
Mm.
Soy, I'm like, soy is much easier to avoid, so I avoid it, which means I have a bigger reaction to it but what's the word? Yeah.
Yeah.
Inca, soy intolerance and allergies are huge in Japan. I think possibly it's the fact that there's like more exposure to soy, but I discovered that I had this intolerance while living in Japan, and it was really easy to explain to people.
Mm.
Um,
and then you came back here to New Zealand, and everyone's like, mm?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yep.
Oh. All right. Well, shall we wrap it up then?
Yep.
I've got my regular writing group on Wednesday, so I'm thinking I will do that in real life, but maybe do a live stream another night this week. So if anyone's got a preference for a day, maybe let me know in the comments here or in the Discord or wherever. Really, my Facebook page is just Jamie Sands Author, nice and easy to find, and I post about these here. Real life, yeah, where I meet people like with my body and their bodies are also in the same place. It's really weird.
Yep. My week is all kind of unknown at this point. So if you make the decision of what is best for you and then Facebook message me whatever you decide, I will do my best to be there.
And yes, Linker, once I've made the decision, I will link it everywhere and see if I can wake you up.
Yep.
Norway, I believe. So the time difference is very intense.
Wow, that would be a big difference.
It's like 2 a.m. there now or something like that. Oh, is it like 5 a.m.? Yes. But yes, as soon as I work it out, I might do Tuesday because it's Tuesdays and Anna goes out to chorus. So it's a nice, easy, quiet night for me. But we'll see. And I will let everyone know.
Before
that is really good.
Before we disappear, was Mochi trying to steal your seat earlier?
Yeah, I think so. She walked in and yapped at me a bit, and I gave her some pets, and she just kind of stared at me like. And I told her that she couldn't have my chair just because she wanted it, and then she went and bugged Anna, so it worked out.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hosting this, Jamie. Although it was a shorter one, I got lots of work done. So, yeah.
I got out of our 2 lots of sprints today, I got 3,790 words written.
That's brilliant.
Very good day for me. Very happy.
Yep.
And I only started this book on Wednesday, and it is 7,000 words in.
Nice. That is inspiring, honestly. Well done.
Thank you. I am really loving the peer pressure of these writing streams, so gotta keep doing them. All right, well, I will be in touch about the next one I'll host in the evening, and you may or may not be there, Gillian. That is all good. Otherwise, it's next weekend, right?
Yeah. I'll go and schedule the chats now while I think of it instead of leaving it to the last minute.
We're real YouTubers.
Apparently.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Or good morning, in case.